good.
Come on.
It's all you. You got the voice. It's your camera, your mic, your setup.
And we're live. Guys, welcome back to the podcast that nobody literally gives a fuck about, including ourselves. Yeah, just here shooting another random episode. It's a one-off probably.
Probably never going to do another one again.
No, until next holidays. That's about when we
Until next year. We have spacing them out a year apart now.
Yeah.
Last one was in January.
Yeah. Usually hound me to do it, and then I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
That is a bullshit lie. The last two were your idea.
Collaborative.
No.
Someone gets a little bit of the fever. But I feel like Cher always has to express himself. If you follow the man on social media.
That's where I express myself.
You know what I'm talking about. Things are different now, though. This gentleman is now married.
Married, baby.
So if you guys are watching this, make sure you congratulate this man if you haven't.
I feel like most people that are going to watch this
would already know. So if they had said congratulations to you and Gina, now's their chance.
I feel like the comments below. The only person that's going to watch this is you when you're editing 100%. It. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
We'll take it away.
I don't got to worry about what I say. Fuck Kyle Rittenhouse.
I knew it was coming, folks. There it is.
Fuck Dave Collane.
It's more of a personal shout out. Yeah, there's a lot of going on in the judicial world.
Yeah, dude.
To say the least.
I'd say not a whole lot going on in that one.
Well, it was weird, too, because also, do you know about the thing that was going on with the guy, Julius Jones? Pretty sure that's his name.
I heard...
to be pardoned from the death penalty?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah.
I heard about people trying to get him out of death row.
Yeah, well, he was supposed to be sentenced to...
Yeah, and within hours, they commuted it to life with no parole.
What was it? Was it the governor? I don't know. Someone pardoned him, whatever. Which the man should have been. I did a little bit of research, so I won't speak too much because I don't really know everything.
I did this much.
But from what it sounds like, he was committed... Well, they basically said he committed a crime that he didn't do.
Murder?
Yeah. I think it was I want to say it was the 70s or 80s. He spent at least half his life in prison. I think he was 19 when he was...
Shit.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Wrongly convicted?
Yeah, wrongly convicted.
What was his name? Julius Jones?
Yeah. I think it was in a predominantly white neighborhood. And obviously, they were they tried to pin it on a black male that somehow matched the description. But I guess the description didn't match that well anyways. I think the guy that supposedly committed the crime had they said an inch to 3 inches of hair, and the kid Julius Jones was legit bald at the time. There's a lot of discrepancies obviously with a lot of those cases where people are wrongfully convicted. Those details kind of stick out.
He's 41.
Yeah, so he actually did get pardoned, but he's still on. He has to just basically he's in life in jail, but he can't get parole.
I thought it was with no parole.
I'm okay. I thought they were trying to get that he could get parole. I could be wrong. But
I could also.
At least the man's not dead, which I don't think he should be based off all the evidence that I've seen.
No.
But now it's
the death penalty is so.
Yeah, that's a whole nother.
Controversial.
But it's just kind of crazy. It's a victory, but the poor guy still is in jail.
I don't see on here if it says
for more than likely something he didn't do. So you had that happen, but there was a lot of good or informational posts going on social media. It was you have to have people, celebrities, people with notoriety that were legit pleading and begging for this guy to get pardoned, and then the whole Rittenhouse thing happened too simultaneously. It's just
that's the only thing. That's Kim Kardashian. That's the name just stuck out.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
We talk about Pete Davidson. Sorry to segue off a serious thing to now. That kid, that guy's. I saw. You ever watch Workaholics? Did you?
Here and there.
Do you know who Blake is? The dude with the longer hair. He tweeted out, and he was at the end of it all, he's Pete Davidson's dick needs to be hung in the rafters. That guy doesn't miss though, man.
No, I don't know. There's got to be something about him. He's not really that funny.
I think he is funny.
I mean, he's funny, but he's not
No, I know what you mean.
Top tier.
He's he's just a normal dude funny. I just feel he's a normal guy. But there's been some good content online, chirping the whole thing, which is funny. Good for him.
There was something that was going on why I didn't like him. I don't remember what it was.
Well, people were saying, Kourtney Kardashian is now engaged to, Kourtney is engaged to Travis Barker. They were Kim was well, my sister got one of those skinny white guys with tattoos. I need one now too.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's weird. Dude, did you know that Taylor Swift and Jake Gyllenhaal dated?
Yeah, see, I didn't know this until obviously like this week where all that stuff's coming out. But it's funny because they were saying, I think he dated her when he was 30 and she was 20. But like, she also dated somebody when she was 23 and the kid was like 17.
Did not.
So I think there was like a double standard. Once again, I don't know much about that.
30 and 20, I mean, that's...
Basically,
it's legal.
No, 100% legal.
It's a little weird.
No. I mean, yeah, me and Vic have like 6.5 years apart and I get chirped all the time for it.
How old is she?
She's 23.
That's not bad.
No, not at all. But she's also very mature for her age, so that's a difference. When you're at those age, obviously, you can have a big discrepancy.
So she wrote a new song.
Yeah.
And directed like a
music
15-minute, like I wouldn't even call it a music video. It was like a movie.
And it has two like pretty well-known actors in it.
I didn't know. I only watched a few minutes of it.
I think the girl from Stranger Things is the girl.
Who?
And then, Mad Max, the girl. She came in like season 2, the redhead.
I didn't watch season 2.
It's literally absurd. And then the kid who, what show was he in? I think he was in like Teen Wolf. He's like one of those actors.
Never seen either one of them.
So she had like big name.
But their relationship was 11 years ago. And they only dated for like 3 months.
Yeah, that's why I think there's some notoriety with it.
It's weird.
People are like, what's going on here?
It's weird. Like, get over it.
A little bit, yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know that they did. Apparently she's written like multiple songs about him.
Well, I feel like that's how all her songs are about like heartbreak or...
Yeah.
Which most.
Yeah, I mean...
We come from the pop punk scene, come on.
Everybody. I feel like that's pretty well known that that's what she does. I just didn't know that...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because you actually like jam her, don't you?
That one album.
Which, wasn't it Red? Is that the album?
No,
she just re-released Red. You liked the... what's the name of it?
Folklore.
Yeah, okay.
That's a banging album. That's the only album Predator ever listened to.
Yeah, I know her a little bit, obviously, just because she's so popular.
Yeah.
My niece, when she was younger, used to love her, so I'd listen to all that stuff.
I just didn't know that she dated Jake Gyllenhaal. I thought that was...
I didn't know that either. I just
pretty interesting.
What I always think... What's the movie he's in? Oh, Jarhead.
Never seen it.
Really? It's a good movie.
No, he was really good in End of Watch.
I have... Is that the cop movie?
Yeah, it was a great
Who's
movie.
the co-star?
Hispanic dude out on the
he's in Narcos. Oh, he's so good.
I don't know.
Because he can play a very serious role, but he's also like super comedic.
They did very well together. He was in another movie recently that I saw. I'm going to look it up.
Are you the person that... You don't like Donnie Darko, do you?
No, Donnie Darko is a terrible fucking movie.
It's not a terrible movie.
Awful.
No, it's a great movie.
It's really not.
Yeah, it is. It's like a coming-of-age tale. It's like... I mean, it's an acquired taste for a movie, I will say. I think it's a good movie, though.
It's not. It's not good.
Controversial take. But speaking of which, I just finished. We were talking about Narcos. I'm halfway through the last episode of Narcos Mexico finale.
I couldn't get into it.
See, that's why people... I feel like... We were talking about filming this, too. I was like, what can we talk about? And, we always recommend stuff that we like, have been watching and listening to, whatever. I think Narcos is probably the most underrated show on Netflix.
I've heard it's really good.
Especially for a Netflix original. If I get it for people that can't, do subtitles. It's hard to engage in watching it.
That's like why.
I get that, but I think the storyline of that show and the acting is...
That's why I never watched Squid Games.
Yeah, I also haven't watched Squid Game yet.
Michael Pena is the other guy.
Mm-hmm. But I think Narcos is an incredible show. And it's cool because it's all, for the most part, all true stories are based off a true story. And they add some drama in there here and there, but that show's really well done.
Watts was telling me
it's
the other day to watch it.
It's fascinating, like, how this all happened, like, in the 80s and 90s, in just, like, Mexico right below us.
Is it about Pablo Escobar?
The original Narcos, yeah. So it's all about... The original is for about Pablo Escobar and, like, the Colombian drug trade.
Like the first season? Original?
Well, the first series, because then Narcos Mexico came out the second. Like a spin-off.
Oh,
basically they went from, like... Because, like, the Mexicans and the Colombians, like, would exchange with, like... I think Mexico before, they were doing, like, strictly marijuana, and then they had that connection from Colombia to get into the United States, and then they got into coke. And then kind of just... That's what... Once Escobar got killed, they kind of then did a spin-off, but they try to follow, like, the timeline of it to be... If that makes sense.
Gotcha. Yeah, I never got into it.
Because like they had a crossover when in Narcos Mexico they had a scene where like Escobar was talking to one of the drug lords.
I think I watched a few episodes of the first one.
Yeah, it is tough to get into. Like I said, if you don't have the attention span or it's just like you can't sit there and like read subtitles, but Yeah, I'm about to finish the last episode of this season. It's fucking good.
Did you watch...
Chapo's in it, too.
Did you watch the first Tiger King?
It did, and we started... The other night, we didn't have anything to watch, so we just put on, like, the first episode of the second season. I was like, this is bad.
Yeah. When I told Gina that I heard that it came out, and like I heard that the first episode was crazy, so we put it on last night when we were eating dinner, and like a half hour into it, we were just like, this is...
That's where I think that's like the 20-25 minute mark. It was like, we get it. You guys had fame for like a little bit. Stop trying to stretch it out.
Honestly, if they didn't make a second one, because I'm not going to lie to you, I completely forgot about it.
Really?
Until
I did too. I mean, it wasn't like in the forefront of my mind, but like there were still articles because Joe Exotic was trying to get pardoned, trying to get out and all this stuff.
7 months ago.
I know, but I'd still see stuff here and there. And then I saw like 2 weeks ago, and he's like now severely sick. He's like very, I know. That's another story too. It's like people like are really backing him, but like he's also guilty of like some bad shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like even some of like his videos, like political stuff, like he's like full blown racist. Like there's a lot of shit.
He's like a gay man that like hates gays.
Yeah. He's very entertaining in that aspect. Like he almost seems like a fictional character, but like he's a real dude. He has real issues, obviously.
He did some really fucked up shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Like we were talking about the other night, and I was telling Vic, I'm like I don't think the show would have done as well if it wasn't at the right when the pandemic started.
Yeah.
It was like people needed something to obviously do, but also like kind of cling on to because the world was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
I think it still would have been popular, but obviously
it wouldn't have blown up as much as it did.
No, that's my same thoughts about Warzone too.
I honestly, I think that he killed Carol Baskin's husband and framed her, trying to frame her for it.
I could see it. I don't remember like the details of it because I was trying to remember how like season 1 ended, but
I didn't really remember a lot until we watched that first episode last night.
Because Carol's not in the season, is she? Second season? Is she in it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she wasn't. I thought there was like an issue where she wasn't on board with him or something.
No, she wasn't. I don't know if it was new stuff that she was. I know there was clips from her like YouTube show.
Yeah, that's what I saw in the first episode. There was a clip from like an interview. And
I don't. Now that you say that, I don't think there was any current footage of her.
Yeah. And even the dude. What's the dude's name? Jeff.
Which one was that?
He's the one that like took over Joe's business. Yeah. They say he tried to frame him or whatever.
That fucking weirdo.
And then the dude with the jet ski.
He's on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Weird times.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a lot better than it was. I was kind of disappointed because I was like,
I think they were just
to have something to watch because we don't have anything to watch.
Nothing good right now.
No, just watch all the same shit.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to tell you because obviously, like a lot of this podcast was based off of like our music interest. I feel like I'm at the point now. I think it was like I read an article years ago. It was like once you're 27, like you don't really look for new music as much as you did when you were younger. But like now, like I don't have like anything to listen to.
I look for new music more now.
Really? No, when I was like younger, like high school and then like my early mid 20s, I would like hunt. That's when we used to go on like all the forums.
I Liked You Better Dead and all that shit.
Yeah, and all that stuff. And obviously it's harder to kind of leak that stuff now, so you kind of can't get exposure to stuff unless you like hunt for bands on social media. But I feel like I'm like recycling like stuff I used to, especially at work. Like I listen to music throughout the day, and I'm like I like don't have anything to listen to. I gotta find something.
I got tons of shit.
Yeah, but we got some discrepancies.
Yeah, we do. Trying to go to the Case of Strange show?
No, actually they were cool. That's one thing we talk about. Actually, that Ghost Inside show was. It was great. Like it was great. Like I don't know if I love the outdoor Palladium. It was kind of cool. Though.
I like it way better than being inside.
I would also, 100% agree with that. I will take that. I don't know. It was just like a weird show. But like
I've never been to an outdoor venue before. So
you
I never went to Warped either. So it was different for me. I thought it was really cool.
No, it definitely was. Obviously, the rain kind of sucked. But it was just like so cool to at least see the Ghost Inside, that whole story.
I think
see them play live.
At the time, the rain, I was like pretty bummed about it. But looking back at it now, the way that Casey Strain opens their shows, the rain, it kind of like fit for their set.
I could see that.
But because it only rained during their set, I think.
Yeah, I think it was like right when they were coming on, and then it kind of stopped.
Yeah, it stopped like midway through.
We were also drinking, so it was a little easier to deal with the rain. Yeah. I was dead sober, just like getting drenched.
The next few days was tough.
Yeah, you were hurting.
It was.
I can't do that stuff anymore. I'm washed up.
I don't know if I have tickets to their show. It's upstairs at the Palladium.
When is it?
December 16th, I think.
Oh, that's like 4 days after the Hot Mulligan show.
Yeah. if I go, I'll probably spend the show upstairs.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll do all that. I can't do it anymore. I'm too old for
my
that
body
shit.
can't allow it.
But then the day after, Keating texted me last night, and they're having a Christmas party at their house the day after.
Nice. Oh, your old place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said he's going to get some kegs from work because he works at a bar.
Does he?
Yeah, he was a bar manager at the Seaport Hotel.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I didn't know that. Yeah, I knew he worked at the hotel. I didn't put two and two together.
They're getting a bartender. They hired a bartender.
That's actually kind of sick.
And it's a midget.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like on purpose or it just worked out that way?
I think they did it on purpose.
A little person, by the way. Come on, chair. PC.
Oh, sorry.
Come on.
Sorry, Jimmy Fahey. Yeah, all right. So he texted me last night and told me about it, and that's what he led the conversation with. He used the M word, so I used the M word.
That kid's funny as shit.
He's a good kid.
I didn't know him until, obviously, your bachelor party. I think I met him once briefly. I think at Lucy's that time. We went out after... I think I met you at your old place and we all went out.
Probably.
But I met him in like a really small exchange. But then that kid made me, dude, I was dying. I had some good moments with him in New Hampshire. And then your wedding too, dude. He was funny. He cleaned up good. I was like, dude, look at you.
He has to dress like that for
I know,
work.
exactly. But
I didn't like him when I first met him. I couldn't stand him.
That's how I felt about you. But
I don't know why, though. But I was thinking about it last night. It was for no reason. I think it was just because he was so quiet. I was like, this kid's a fucking weirdo.
I guess.
But then, like, I actually started hanging out with him. He's a good kid.
Yeah. Yeah, New Hampshire was.
I don't really remember a lot
Should we
of
talk about New Hampshire?
I don't really remember a lot of it.
The funniest part is, or not the funniest part, but the worst part was, his best man, who booked the whole thing,
couldn't go.
Couldn't even go because he got COVID. But
fucking idiot.
It was at a really nice lake house, not on Lake Winnipesaukee, but like right off of it, right?
It was
Winnisquam? Is that what it's called?
No, it wasn't. It's gonna aggravate me.
We were
in Belmont, New Hampshire.
Belmont, New Hampshire, which is like right next to Laconia and Tilton, I think.
Yeah.
Smack dab in the middle.
I remember the address.
Basically, they got down there Friday, had themselves a hell of a night. I got there.
We were up until like
Saturday
4 o'clock
morning.
in the morning.
Yeah, as you should be. I mean, it's the time to do it.
Wait, what lake did you say?
Winnisquam.
Yeah, you're right. It was. I didn't think it was that for some
I got there
reason.
like Saturday morning, and you guys were just going through it.
Yeah, it was. So I remember we all had mimosas. I made breakfast for everybody, and we cracked open a bottle of champagne. We all had mimosas, and we finished that one, and we didn't. I don't think we had another one.
No, that's when you
finished the second one.
You texted me and you were like, "Are you close?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of close." You're like, "Can you stop and get like stuff from mimosas?" I was like, "What?" I was like, "You guys drinking mimosas?"
So I asked you to bring shit from mimosas, and then I just immediately started drinking screwdrivers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you were?
Yeah.
I don't even think I noticed that. Who had?
I probably blacked out. Like,
there was vodka there?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I probably blacked out like shortly after you got there.
Yeah. I would...
And you got there pretty early.
Yeah, I think I got there like 10 or 11. Somewhere in that window.
I would say by like noon, 1:30,
Gone.
I was out of it.
So
Because I only ate that one thing, that one sandwich.
Yeah, then I made the burgers, which, fuck you, Arago. Those burgers were good.
I heard they were bomb. I don't think I ate one. Someone told me I ate one.
No,
but I
you
don't
did.
think I
No,
did.
we try to feed it to you after the fact.
After the sandbar
After the
incident?
Yeah.
Oh,
So long story short, we were at this lake house, legit, right on the lake, and it was kind of quiet, but not a bad thing. But then in the middle of the lake, between both sides, there's like a sandbar.
Yeah.
And one of the guys was like, "Oh yeah, like there's like a lot going on. There's like a party. All the boats
there's a
pull up and just,
shitload
like,
of
dock."
people.
So once again, long story short, you tailed in the back of Mike's kayak, got out there. Then Keating and Matt took the rowboat that we untied. It was all hooked up from the rope. That's why you guys couldn't get to work the night before. They took that rowboat out, and I was just then me and
Marks.
me and Marks were just back at the house, and I was like, I wanted to go on the rowboat, but then I was like, this could be a bad idea. Thankfully, I didn't because I was one of the bigger dudes there, and it would have sunk. So then I go to the sandbar. I end up falling asleep for like a half hour.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I went inside because I was just like chilling at that point, and I was like, I had like 6 beers, so I was at that window. I was like, it's early. I'm like, I'm gonna fall asleep if I don't start crushing beers, which was nice. I needed like a little lull. And then I wake up and I hear this arrow go like just gasping for air. Dude swims up to shore. He's like, dude, it's fucking piss out there. But
probably like a quarter of a mile.
Yeah, he ended up swimming back. The rowboat flooded. John pretty much lost all his bearings of everything at the sandbar.
I had some random couple.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even think it was a couple. I think it was
it was a couple and their son. It was a married couple and their kid. The kid literally drove the boat. The kid probably was like 16, 17.
I remember the guy like yanking me out of the water.
Wherever you are. Thank you. No, they were really
saved my life.
Good, genuine people because they towed you in, then went back out, and then tied off Keating on the rowboat and brought him back in. Yeah, they pretty much saved you. You could have not.
I probably would have drowned.
Yeah, you might have not got married.
Yeah, because I would have been
like
dead.
In the movies, the bachelor party, not as flashy, but like you would have just been. You would have had a little.
Yeah.
Would have made it.
That was a tough time. The next day was terrible.
I couldn't have ended up and out of there so quick. I woke up. I knew I was hungover. I'm like, they're not getting it for at least 3 or 4 hours. I was like, I'm getting out of here.
It was bad.
I had my fun and I left. But then the best part too, the whole story was. So obviously the rest of the day didn't really go well for him. He kind of knocked out around like probably 5, 6 o'clock. Fell asleep, knocked out, and it was like we kind of had a meeting at like 7 o'clock. We're like, boys, like, granted, the Bachelor's, still here, but he's kind of sleeping. Like, we should still kind of go out. He never woke up. We went out.
I slept for like 5 hours.
We befriended the neighbors. We got into this man's. It was an SUV, not a minivan. We crammed like 7 of us in there. All the boys went, and then his like stepdaughter and her boyfriend drove us to the bar. What are you doing? And then but that was a fucking good time.
Mike was talking about renting it out again.
I would love to go back to that place. If you guys should go with the family, if anything.
That's what he was talking about.
That was a great spot. It was nice. We were there. What, middle September?
End of September.
End of September, yeah. And it was still really nice.
The Friday we got up there was.
But you can imagine being there like July 4th weekend. Like it must be wild. Yeah, but no, it was a really cool place.
It was a lot of fun. We had 7 minutes left.
Yeah, but then your wedding was wild.
Yeah, I got married, like 2 weeks? Yeah, it was 2 weeks.
2 weeks after, yeah.
2 weeks after, almost 2 weeks. It was actually 2
weeks. It was 2 weeks because I went to the wedding the night before. That's why I wasn't there the first night. And there was 2 weeks apart from each other, yeah.
Yeah. That was a great time. She did all that shit herself.
Oh, I believe it. Because I'd ask you questions the whole time leading up. I'm like, so like, what are you doing? I couldn't tell you.
No idea.
But sometimes that works. You just get hands off. Yeah. I mean, most brides want full control of stuff, but like obviously they want help with some stuff. But as long as whatever works for you.
What did you eat?
I got the filet, which was fucking good.
The filet was.
Because I remember I asked you because I was like, I'm a huge chicken guy, obviously, but I also like meat.
I don't remember what it was stuffed with, but it was something.
Yeah, because I asked you, I'm like, what's stuff? And you're like, to be honest, I don't really know. And you were like, I had the filet, get that. And I was like,
the filet was.
Yeah, it was like cooked perfectly too.
It was so.
It was like a nice medium rare. I'm more on the medium side, but. It was a real good.
That pizza at the end was fire too.
Pizza was real good. Vic had the rollatini. She said it was fucking real good too.
The eggplant.
Yeah, everything was cooked really good. Pizza was nice. I came back in, just got like 2 slices of pizza.
So I think I had like the meatball.
That's what
pizza.
you got to do though at the end of the wedding. I worked those things for a long time, and the best I always saw was people at the end of the night. They have we did like a slider bar or pizzas.
Yeah.
Like you got to keep people.
You need something when like you're shit faced.
Yeah, most people are drunk. That way you keep people more accountable. Like it's a safer bet.
Yeah.
And also, people are hungry. You just gotta.
It was definitely a good call.
Yeah, those were good, nice pizzas.
So when's yours?
Let's head to the sponsor. It's definitely not Mary Lou's, tell you that much. But it's kind of funny because I don't really get Mary Lou's, but I think out of like the last couple of years that I have had it, twice has been here shooting this podcast.
What does that say?
Which one? It looks like an AJ. I told you it was like a chocolate coconut.
I probably gave you the wrong coffee.
I'm a slut for coconut coffee.
Coconut's the worst flavor.
Most people don't like coconut.
I can't stand
I love
coconut.
it personally.
My mom loves coconut. I can't stand it.
I always feel like a little bitch when I order like a coconut coffee. I'm like, no one's around, right? Well, I'll take a small toasted coconut. No shame, but nah, dude, I love coconut coffee. Yeah. Mary Lou's definitely ain't sponsoring this one.
No.
Blue Chew. That's the main ad for
They'll sponsor us.
All male podcasts, you can get Blue Chew.
I think every podcast that I listen to has had them as a sponsor at one point or another.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they're not dumb. They know their demographic. Every time I watch Mike Malak, I know you don't really like for him, but his vlogs are actually pretty good.
Who is? Oh, that's what's her name's boyfriend?
Lana Rhodes' ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
She's having a baby, I think, like any week now.
With him?
No, they split up and then she got like pregnant immediately after.
Who?
I don't know who the baby daddy is. He always like still gets views off it because he's like, yeah, like I might be the father, but like they're not dumb. YouTube's a game, you know.
Was he like when she was filming?
I think he was dating towards the tail end. I don't think she was like in the industry. I think she was done.
Gotcha.
I think she was doing more like new age, like OnlyFans type stuff.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, but I think he might. What was he inner content? Is what you're saying?
Yeah,
I think so. Because they were like jokingly talk about it in his vlogs. But that's how he already had a pretty good following because like he's Logan Paul's like second in command. But then once he started dating Lana, he like really.
Is he on his podcast?
Yeah, Paulsive. Yeah, he's like the co-host. Him and the other kid George Janko. I don't really care for him. I think he's a.
I've only seen a couple clips.
He does have good guests. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but
yeah, I mean,
I've seen a lot worse podcasts.
It's a huge podcast.
Yeah. But anytime, that's what I was saying. When I ever watch Mike's videos, like he always has a sponsor. And he does a pretty good job of doing it, but like 80% of the time, it's fucking Blue Chew. Yeah. But a lot of times he used to use Lana to do it too. So I'm like, this kid's caking it.
Yeah,
like,
that's
perfect.
Smart.
Yeah.
I know Steve-O has it a lot too.
Yeah.
Always has Blue Chew. That's really the only podcast.
He's coming here. He's coming here soon.
I'm going.
Are you actually?
Yeah, we're going.
I want to go to that. It's like the first week of December, right?
I think it's the week.
That dude, I fucking love Steve-O. His podcast is real good.
It's the week after the Hot Mulligan show, I think.
That makes sense. Yeah,
I think there's 2 dates in Boston.
Usually most comedians have 2 dates if they're like pretty big.
I think. Pretty sure.
But that's a comeback story.
Yeah. He does have some really good guests on his podcast too.
Yeah, he does.
Dude, he had one with Steve will do it, and it was painful.
That kid's legit an absolute airhead.
Painful listening to that kid talk.
Yeah. He's like, but he wants to be Steve-O.
Yeah. That's why they hooked up.
Yeah. No, he does have all good guests.
No, they actually hooked up.
Did they?
No.
Oh, wait. 2021, you never know. I saw a clip the other day with the Chanel West Coast on this thing, and she basically was saying like, she was kind of like laying out how ridiculousness works, which that's still a TV show, which is crazy.
I saw that. I think
she said like she wasn't getting paid enough. Or I don't know this whole thing.
Yeah, I only saw a clip of that. But I didn't really.
And then I saw another clip with I think her name's Stephanie from Full House.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which I didn't know because like he has a lot of actors on that have dealt with like sobriety issues or addiction issues.
Yeah, she went with like a huge like meth addiction and shit.
Was it meth? I thought she was an alcoholic.
I think I'm pretty sure it was like meth.
Yikes! It's a meth house, not a Full House. It's not funny, but yeah. That'll do it, folks. Well,
What do we got?
She's recovered now, anyways.
We got 60 seconds.
Well, who knows if this will even hit the interwebs, but if it does,
I don't know.
If it does, folks, hope you guys do enjoy.
Thanks for listening.
The podcast that nobody gives a fuck about.